जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी ओम अज्ञानां तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथामह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहन रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहन ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत् वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोग प्रयोजितः जनयाति आसु वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च यत् अहैतुकम् Hare Krishna, thank you all very much for joining us. It's a tradition that if someone passes away in our family, that we, for next few days, that we recite and read from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, this book called Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Bhagavatam meaning that which takes us closer to God, that which talks about God and that which talks about God's devotees. Many times there are instructions that's been given. For example, in the government or in government, in law, there are some law and rules that has some code, um, some codes, RC 200, whatever the code. According to the code, if you whatever the things is, you get respective punishment or fine or whatever you need to do. Likewise, the main scriptures called Vedas has given us some instructions. which is sometimes very hard for us to apply and understand. Therefore, there are articles to the laws, as you know. This incident happened, this case has been happened, and this was a judgment has been given. Therefore, according to this, we can apply that article over this principle. So it's always easy for us to relate a statement with some stories. So it makes easy for us to understand rather than telling string one-liner. So you have to make a story out of it, right? Therefore, for us to understand the instructions that given in the Vedas, the original scriptures, there are supplements. Those supplements are nothing but the Puranas and Itihasas. These are the same thing in a very easy, digestible story format. And there are 18 history Puranas, stories, 18 Puranas. And out of 18 Puranas, the one that we have picked up on one which is considered to be a most spotless, very special Purana that can be read, especially after the period of someone passing away. The tradition is do it for 7 days. This should be performed every day, 7 days. Every day we have to hear and reading. Therefore, important part of this is to purify ourselves, make ourselves bring strength to our family, and also helps the departed soul to attain the right destination. Am I going too fast, or are you okay so far? Okay, just tell me if I'm running too fast. If you're not able to, I try to keep it as simple language I could rather than making it very technical. Make it simple. Not too many of slokas, not so many of Sanskrit words. We'll keep it as simple as in story format so you all can understand. Now there is a thing of 7 days. This has to be read. The question is, what is the 7 days calculation? Why 7 days? This is called Saptaham. Saptaham means 7 days. Saptaham, Bhagavata Saptaham for 7 days. Why? Therefore, we are going to get into the 8th chapter of the first canto. This first canto has 19 chapters. We are not going to go from one chapter to second chapter to verse 1 and 2 because this entire book has 18,000 verses. It's not going to be possible in 7 days to finish 18,000. I can't do it. And we all don't have much time to do that one. Therefore, their system is given on the 7 days. What's the procedure, how to do, what to do on every single day. Now that we are not in our situation, we are not restricted to 7 days. We may go extra days also until for some more extra days. So it's called a Saptaham, but there's nothing wrong reading Bhagavatam more than 7 days. It's always Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. That means every day when we hear Bhagavatam, Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya means all the disturbance that we have in our mind, all the doubts that we have in our heart, all the fear that we have, bhayam, all the fear that we have, it's all simply because that we have distanced ourselves from the reality. We are in dream world, thinking everything is going fine, unless we hit by something. Then we get a slap on our face, then we realize something. Before we come to a sense, we are back to our original program. We go back to our normals. Therefore, sometimes what happens is in our life, these things happens in our life to wake us up. It's just a waking, it's a call to wake us up. Right? Therefore, I might have told some, anyway, there's one lady who prayed to God and she said that, my dear God, just before I die, just let me know. Give me a message, text message, Instagram or a WhatsApp. Tell me that you're going to die in next 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 day or 2 days. Just let me know. And God said, okay, deal. Deal. Right. And then days passed. This lady is so confident that she's going to know the day when she's going to die. So she can be happy now until God comes and tells. So she went to the hospital, the plastic surgery. He went and removed her wrinkles and put plastic surgery and all those things and dyed her hair and completely transformed into like a 20, whatever the age girl. The 80-year-old lady transformed into a young girl. Right? So she came out of the hospital looking so nice. As soon as she came out, a truck came, hit her, and she spot dead. She went to the heaven, went to God. The first question she asked was, why you didn't text me? We had a deal. Why you didn't text me? Right? And you know what God said? Sorry, I couldn't recognize you. I couldn't Hare Krishna. I couldn't recognize you. It's a joke. Right? So situations happens in our life where we don't know when things are going to happen in our life. Therefore, the 7 days Saptaham is so very important, because we are going to get into the 8th chapter of Bhagavatam, where over here, the Pandavas, how many of you here are familiar with Mahabharata? Actually, already you're familiar, you heard about Bhagavad Gita. What about Mahabharata? No. Okay. Okay, you heard names of Arjuna, heard names of Yudhishthira, anyone? Mahabharata? No? Okay. So many years back, they say, we always say this, 5,000 years back. Even after 5,000, we're going to keep saying 5,000 years back anyway. So 5,000 years back, there was a kingdom in India, a northern part of India. That place was called Hastinapur. Hastinapur. Huh? That place was ruled by a king called Yudhishthira. Again, I cannot go to the entire back of the story. It's going to take a lot more time. Then we can never finish. So there was a king by name Yudhishthira. He had 4 brothers: Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadev. The 5 brothers together are called Pandavas. They were sons of another king by name Pandu. Their name is Pandavas. Pancha means 5. Pancha Pandavas 5. And they have a brothers, cousins. They were cousins. They were 100 in numbers. They were 100 in numbers. And they are called Kauravas. Kauravas. They're 100 brothers, Kauravas, and 5 brothers, Pandavas. They don't get along. Especially Pandavas are good people by nature. They're very nice people. But then the Kauravas, headed by the older brother called Duryodhana. Do not worry about the names. Just here, that's it. Duryodhana. Okay, I'm not going to test you and ask you a question. What's the first guy's name? I'm not going to ask you this. Yudhishthira is, oh yeah, Yudhishthira, correct. Very good. Yudhishthira. Okay, Yudhishthira is the head of the Pancha Pandavas, and head of the Kauravas was Duryodhana. And Duryodhana was always had enmity and jealousy towards the Pandavas. Anyway, there was a battle took place between these brothers. And in the battle, the Kauravas, the 100 brothers, finished. They got killed. And then these 5 brothers got the kingdom. They became the king of Hastinapur. After this war took place, the brothers in Indian, like how we did over there in the funeral, like that, there are some procedures need to be done after the death. So the 5 brothers, even though the 100 brothers showed their enmity, still they are brothers. Therefore, they went to the Ganges and they did necessary rituals that need to be done for their family members. Because the enmity only stays as long as we live. Once we leave the body, we should not say, hey, I don't like that guy. He's dead. Whether you like or you don't like doesn't matter. Therefore, enmity is only as long as we have the body. Once someone dies, you don't show your enmity to be continued after that. That's not good. So you don't wait for an invitation. I was not called for the funeral. That I don't want to. This funeral. You don't wait for an invitation to come. When you heard, you have to rush and go, right? That's how the Pandavas were. So the Pandava does all the rituals. Everything was done. And then the Pandavas decided to retire in their life. At one point of time, everyone should retire. We just cannot continue for the rest of the life until we hit the deathbed. It's not the way that it works. We have to spend some time where you can think of God. You can come out of all your responsibilities and slow down and think, I'm ready now. I'm getting ready now. I don't know when it's going to happen, when my turn is going to be. So let me prepare myself, right? So retirement is an important thing that anyone has to take up in life, not that we work all the time, all the ways. Anyway, so the Pandavas were the kings they decided to retire. But they have a responsibility. They cannot just retire and run away from the responsibility. Therefore, they have to appoint the next king. Unfortunately, all the Pandavas' children were all killed. That's another story. We are not going to get to Mahabharata. They were all killed, chopped off. The heads were chopped. They killed ruthlessly. They were killed. But anyway, now the only thing was, but only one son of Arjuna survived for some period of the time. His name was Abhimanyu. His name was Abhimanyu. What happened to him was, during the battle time, he was also killed. But his wife, Uttara, was already conceived before he was dead. Therefore, for the entire Pandavas, there's only one head count is left for the generation to continue. But the child was not born yet. This is a important scene now. The child was not born. The child has been carried by the mother in her womb, Uttara. At that point of time, Krishna decided, okay, my responsibility is done. You are king. I did whatever I need to do for you all. Now I'm going to depart. I'm going to go back to Dwaraka. Krishna belongs to he had his own kingdom in Dwaraka. So he said, I'm going to go, bye-bye, see you. He stepped into his chariot and sat on the chariot. At that point of time, this chapter starts here from the 8th chapter of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, first canto, where a loud crying voice, someone is screaming and rushing and running and coming out of fear, a woman voice. And Krishna was just, I'm getting ready to go now. Who is that? Who's screaming now? Seemed to be someone is in danger. He turns around and see it was that young girl, Uttara, was pregnant. That lady, that small girl. He was running towards Krishna. Pahi, Pahi. He says, come, please save me, Krishna, save me. He comes to Krishna. And Krishna, why? Everything was nice. I made sure everything is nice. What's the problem? At that point of time, Krishna could feel the heat in that area. There was something is just getting heated. The whole area, the environment getting heated up. The heat was getting further, hotter and hotter. And Krishna, from a distance, he could see that there was a astra. Astra means is a celestial weapon. Celestial weapon is Sastra and Astra. Sastra means weapon. Astra means it is chanted by a special mantra, invoked by a special mantra. Therefore, this particular weapon is called Brahmastra. Brahmastra. And that Astra was invoked by someone's son, that is Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama is son of Dronacharya. Dronacharya is a guru of both the brothers, set of brothers, Kauravas and Pandavas. You with me so far? Okay. Now, that Ashwatthama wanted to, because he wanted to be very truthful to Duryodhana, he thought he's doing a great service. So he wanted to destroy the entire lineage of the Pandavas. The only one who was left out was that child within the womb of Uttara and the Pandavas. So he invoked this Brahmastra to destroy the child in the womb of Uttara and of course all the Pandavas. Krishna could understand this. Okay, so this Astra is coming to kill the baby within the womb of the mother. Therefore, Uttara came to Krishna and surrendered to Krishna. Please, you are the one who can save me. You are the one who can save me. Therefore, as soon as Krishna saw this one, he released his Sudarshan Chakra. He has a chakra, the disc, a weapon called Sudarshana. He released it, and that took care of protecting the Pandavas. But still, the Brahmastra was coming closer to entering into the, by the way, this is a mystic celestial weapon. It can enter anywhere. Right? So it was entering into the womb of that girl, Uttara. Krishna himself personally entered into the womb. He is Krishna. He can be inside and he can be outside. Right? We cannot be in two places at the same time. God can be everywhere. Therefore, Krishna entered within the womb of mother of Uttara, and then he saved the baby, which is almost to take birth. Right? So it protected the baby, and then The Brahmastra was gone. That's gone. Krishna, after protecting the baby, but then how the way that the Krishna protected in the baby inside was, he was just protecting the baby by just having the club in his hand, Gada, having the club in his hand. He was just going around and around the baby to protect the baby from this Brahmastra. But the baby at that time in Bhagavatam 3rd canto, which we are going to see in from here probably tomorrow or so, is that where the Bhagavatam narrates what the child inside the mother's womb goes through from day one of conceiving unto the delivery. Third canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam explains what happens at the first month, what happens the second month, third month, fourth, every month, what changes happens, what the baby thinks about it. Everything is explained in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Very beautiful. Anyway, we'll see that when we go to the third canto. Now, the baby at that point of time already the baby was able to see there's someone very attractive with 4 arms, just revolving around and protecting him. This baby, the baby could realize and see this. Someone is very beautiful, but it doesn't know who that person is. The baby do. But anyway, the baby was saved. Krishna said, okay, now that everything is settled, life is settled, you're all okay now. Now I'm leaving now. So that happened. Now what happened is the baby who was inside, this particular baby who was inside, was still searching who that person who came and protected me. He was investigating. As soon as the baby came out of the mother, the baby took birth. As soon as the baby came, he was looking. I saw someone when I was inside the mother's womb. Let me see who's there. He was looking at everyone, but he couldn't find that particular person whom he saw inside the womb. As he was investigating that particular person, always trying to find where the person is, Parīkṣa. Parīkṣa means to investigate. His name has become Parīkṣit. Parīkṣit, who was investigating where that person whom I saw inside. Therefore, his name became Parīkṣit. Now, Parīkṣit is son of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu is son of Arjuna. Arjuna is son of Pandu. Correct? This is a lineage. Now, Parīkṣit became the king. Pandavas, as they were going to retire, they appointed Parīkṣit, their grandson, as a king of to be the next king, appointed Parīkṣit Mahārāja. Parīkṣit was such a great person by all means. He was a great leader. He had a lot of skills and ability, and he protected the citizen very well. And there are a lot of details, slokas after slokas gives details how he was great in many aspects. Anyway, so now Parīkṣit got married, and then he had 4 sons. The first son of Parīkṣit was Janamejaya. His name was Janamejaya. And now Janamejaya is the cause of further stories of Mahabharata and so forth. But we'll leave Janamejaya aside now. We'll stay with Parīkṣit Mahārāja. That's where we want to focus for next 7 days or 7+ days here. Now Parīkṣit, as he became the king, he was fantastic, ruling out everything, ruling very nicely, and everything was flourishing nicely. His kingdom was, treasury was, overflowing, and everything was nice. One day, Parīkṣit Mahārāja was going on hunting. As a king, they have to do hunting. It's not their hobby. They practice this for the valid reason, so they can, war comes, they know how to do things and so forth. It's a practice for them. So one day what happens, Parīkṣit Mahārāja was going on a trip somewhere into the forest, and he felt that someone in a distance was harming a bull. And that bull, a big sized bull, was crying, and it was trying to stand with just one leg. Cows and animals, these animals have 4 legs, but somehow the other, it's somehow the other trying to lean and stand and balance with one leg, this bull. And Parīkṣit could see that there was another man who was trying to chop off the leg of this, the fourth leg of this bull. Fourth leg of the bull. Seeing this one, Parīkṣit became very angry. Being a righteous king, he went and stopped that person who was himself appeared like a king, that other person. He stopped him from chopping off the fourth leg. And later that he realized that this bull and that man was dark in complexion was not ordinary people, that the bull was a dharma personified as a bull. Dharma, the religious, is in the form of a bull. This bull was originally standing with 4 legs. Dharma stands with 4 legs. 3 legs were already gone, cut. And the person who was cutting this was called Kali Purusha. Kali means now that we are in an age called Kali Yuga. Right? Like 2026, right? 2026, 2025, all these years falls into the yuga called Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga lasts for 432,000 years. And we have passed 5,000 plus years only. There are 427, 500 plus years left for Kali Yuga to get over. Before Kali Yuga, it is Dwapara Yuga. Dwapara Yuga is 2 times of Kali Yuga, that is 864,000 years. It lasts for 864,000 years. 3 times of Kali Yuga is Treta Yuga. 4 times of Kali Yuga is Krita Yuga or Satya Yuga. These 4 yugas together is called Chatur Yuga. 1,000 times of Chatur Yuga is 1 day of Brahma. He lives for 100 years, according to his calculation. Is only 50 years old now. Is only 50 years old. How is a big life he has. Now, Brahma, all those things are, they are all in a particular post. Anyway, now coming back to our story here. So the 4 legs were the legs of the pillars of Dharma. Right? Cleanliness. What are these 4 legs? Dharma stands on these 4 legs. Cleanliness, austerity, compassion. What's the other one? Online, help me here.
Truthfulness.
Truthfulness. Satyam. Truthfulness. These are the 4 legs. Dharma. Dharma means we have to have these 4 things. All the 3, as the yugas passes, everything was cut off one after the other. The only leg was standing was little bit of truthfulness. Little bit of truthfulness. Therefore, Parīkṣit Mahārāja said, you cannot cut all these things. It's not right for you to do. And then Kali Purusha said, you get out of here. Parīkṣit said, you get out of my kingdom. You cannot stay here. He said, I am also a citizen. You cannot just chase me out. Give me some place where I can stay. He said, give me some place where I can stay. I'm a citizen. Give me a place where I can stay. At that point of time, Parīkṣit Mahārāja said, okay, I'll give you 4 places where you can go and stay. 4 places. He said, wherever the women are ill-treated, you can occupy that place. Women should be respected. Where women is ill-treated, then that place is miserable and the family is going to be miserable. That means that the Kali present over there. So women should be respected. They should not be misused, mistreated. They should be respected. Women. Second, wherever there is gambling taking place, gambling, that place you can stay. Wherever there is killing of animals, wherever the killing of animals takes place, you can be there. What's the fourth one? Online.
Gold.
Huh?
Gold.
Intoxication.
What is it?
Intoxication.
Intoxication. Wherever there's an intoxication, you can be there. Wherever there's intoxication, wherever animal is being killed, wherever gambling is taking place, wherever what it is?
Women are misused.
Ill-treated. These are the 4 places I'm giving you, be there. And then Kali said, that is all good, but that's not enough for me. And then after negotiation, there is a win-and-win situation. There's a negotiation took place, successful negotiation. And then he gave another additional 5 places. And then if I say that 5 places, you will not like. So I'm not going to tell into the details of what are the 5 places, including gold. Including gold. So we'll leave aside. But main point of the Dharma is 4 pillars that we have to understand. Dharma means we have to be truthful, we have to have austerity, we have to be compassionate, we have to be merciful, and so forth. This is the 4 pillars that we have to follow. Therefore, Kali was chased away. Somehow, Kali was chased away. Now, Parīkṣit Mahārāja was back to his in his ways, life, and he was back. One day, Parīkṣit Mahārāja, again he was into the hunting, he was going. At that point of time, this is the turning point in his life, Parīkṣit Mahārāja. We are connecting back to the starting of this lecture that Saptaha means 7 days. Why do we do 7 days? Is why we are discussing now. Why 7 days? Why not 10 days? Why not 5 days? Why not 14 days? Why 7 days? This is the story that we are discussing now as the first story of this part. Now, Parīkṣit Mahārāja, as he was going into the hunting, he was very thirsty. He wanted to drink some water. He couldn't find some water, any water. So he saw some close by hut. And he said, okay, let me go there and approach and take some water. So he entered into this place and there was a rishi, sage. And this rishi was in meditation. He was meditating. He was not meditating like us, simply closing eyes, thinking about movies. Right? He was not, you remember that, I remember in my college times, somewhere in the magazine, I saw a person who's meditating, hey ma, hey ma. He's chanting, hey ma, but the picture is Hema Malini picture. But he's chanting, hey ma, that the bubble comes, Hema Malini's picture. That's how we chant. But then this rishi was really deep into meditation. He was meditating. Parīkṣit Mahārāja, as a king emperor, he just enters. Then he saw that it's important when a respectful person enters into the house, we should get up. That's a tradition. The respect should be there. They could be younger by age, doesn't matter. Or if the elderly person comes, we have to get up and show our respect to that person. But king is as good as God, considered to be as good as God. A righteous, pious king, not everyone. Righteous, pious king. Therefore, as soon as Parīkṣit Mahārāja came, he wanted to have some water, but then the rishi was complete in meditation. He did not even welcome him. He didn't say anything because he was meditating. But Parīkṣit Mahārāja at that point of time got little angry of the situation. He thought he was not respected. Therefore, he want to somehow or the other teach a lesson to the rishi for insulting him as a guest who entered him, did not be respected. Therefore, what he did was he saw a dead snake over there. Dead snake. He took the dead snake and garlanded the rishi. It's nothing but insulting that rishi. You garland someone with a flower, but you don't garland someone with a snake. That was, you don't do that one. In India, you see politician, everything, they put a chapel garland, right? On the poster of some politician, and they burn the things, they slap the picture with the shoes and all this thing, right? It's as good as that. Taking a dead snake, putting around the sage, and then he left the place. Left the place. The rishi was still in meditation. But then somehow or the other, one of the boys over there, he saw what has happened. The rishi had a son, Śrīmad. He was playing football somewhere. Football or whatever, baseball or whatever he's playing somewhere with his friends. This boy went and told that boy, hey, we are playing your father. You know what happened to your father? A king came, and this is what he did. He put a please listen now, this is a climax, important point. He put a dead snake around your father. He insulted your father. It's an insult. As soon as the boy heard, he was just a young Brahmana boy. As soon as he heard that father has been insulted by a king, he became enraged with anger. One of the things, we'll talk about this. So as soon as he was really angry, he uttered a curse on the king that let that king die in 7 days, bitten by a Takṣaka, a snake by name called Takṣaka. Takṣaka. You must be wondering, I have a dog name, I have a cat name. Snake also has names? Yes. This snake was a special snake which had a name, Takṣaka. So let the king be bitten by the snake Takṣaka on 7th day from now. Now you can understand why 7 days is coming into the picture, right? Now the boy comes back to his father, and the father, by then, he understood what has happened. Little he was disturbed of what has happened. The great sages and great people are those people who doesn't get disturbed by insult, bad names, any of these things. They are not disturbed at all. Therefore, the sage was saying to his son, my dear son, you made a mistake. You are a Brahmana. Brahmana, you should not behave like this. You should not get angry. Why did you do this mistake? It's a great insult to our community. By what you did is wrong. But you uttered is uttered. That cannot be taken back. But somehow or the other, the message is already in Facebook, Twitter, and all those places. Parīkṣit Mahārāja, message already reached him. Right? Without any of this technology in those days, the message reached so fast to Parīkṣit. The message came to the king, my dear king, the Rishi Putra has cursed you to die in 7 days, bitten by a snake, Takṣaka. Just imagine, we are in the situation, what will we do? We have been given 7 days time. 7 days, we are going to die. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? There was one great serial few years back, and in English, I can't remember the name now, where there was an attorney, lawyer, and he was such a great, famous attorney. He made a lot of money. He was a rich man, but then he was diagnosed by a very serious disease. And the doctor said, you just have 1 year to live. 1 year to live. You know what the attorney did? He had a lot of money. He's a rich man. So what he did was, every week, he will be in one island, one country, in a new place with some famous actresses or someone, spend time with the person in that particular area. Next week, he goes to another place. Next, he was just having so much fun for 1 year. What happened is that after 1 year, the drama became so famous, it brought up so much money to the producer, they extended the life of the lawyer for another 1 more year. They extended his life because they don't want to lose the money after 1 year. They extended his life for another 1 more year. Interesting, right? Now just imagine that Parīkṣit Mahārāja is given 7 days. What is he going to do? He's going to go look for his will, to make sure he covered all this will, made sure that his password and all those things has been properly handed over to the family members and properly distributed everything. Immediately, as soon as he heard that I'm going to die in 7 days, he called for the meeting. He appointed his son, Janamejaya, as the king to take over the responsibility of the kingdom, and he walked towards Ganges. He went to the Ganga, close by river, Ganga river, and he sat there and he invited all the great sages and rishis and munis to come over there. And these greats, to hear from them, what am I supposed to do for next 7 days? I'm going to die in 7 days. What am I going to do in 7 days? No, if it was us, we would have gone to Copilot or GitHub. What is it? Yeah, Chat GPT, and ask, what am I supposed to do 7 days? And Chat GPT is going to give you. Yeah, I know. Chat GPT. Oh, do this one, this one, this one, this one. It comes, right? You must, why waste to go Ganga, India, spend money? Just Chat GPT is there. Why do we do that? That's how we are trained now, right now. But then there's a big difference between this important point. Yes, we can find all the answers in this Chat GPT and Copilot, but when the message comes from the mouth of the sages and enters in through our ears to touch our heart, that is the only thing which transforms our consciousness, not Chat GPT and Copilot. Okay, that's a very important thing. It's not that we can learn everything online. We have to hear from the mouth of great sages. It's important. Nigama kalpatoror ghalitam palamukom sukamukad amrudam driva samyutam vipada bhagavatam rasamalayam muraho ratika bhuvi bhavuka. Nigama kalpataror. This entire Vedas is in the form of a tree. And this Bhagavatam that we are trying to read is a ripened fruit in the tree. There are many fruits, but you want to pick the ripened fruit, right? You don't go for a raw mango. You want a ripened mango. This Bhagavatam that we are trying to understand, read for next few days is a ripened mango of this Vedic tree. Now what happened is that now the rishis, this is an important point. The rishis and the sages who came and sat there, they are not some roadside people wearing some saffron color and matted hair. They are all great rishis. They usually we go to Ganges, we go to Yamuna, we go to Kaveri, we go to all these holy places. Why do we go to Ganges usually? Anyone? Why do we dip into Ganges?
To wash away our bad karma.
Correct. We go to the Ganges and holy places to wash our bad karma, papa karma, and all those things. That's why we go. Sages also go to these holy places. When they go to the holy places, guess what happens? It's not that their papa karma is getting washed off, because people like all of us and go and contaminate the Ganges with all our papa karma. When this great sages goes too deep, go back into the holy water, that water becomes purified again. The great sages, when they take bath in the holy water, it's not that they are washing off their karma. It purifies the waters. That's the greatness of the sages. Greatness of Vasishta, Vama, Jhabali, Vishwamitra, Parasurama, Kashyapa. All this, these are all lion-like sages, not an ordinary sages. Mityacharis, like just not into seriousness. They are all serious, lion-like sages were all assembled there. They were all assembled there. At the time, Parīkṣit Mahārāja was going to ask a question, what am I going to do for next 7 days? I'm dying now. What am I going to do for 7 days? Please advise me. And they were discussing. If we have been given a chance, as soon as we gain a chance, we'll catch over the mic and we'll start speaking for hours together. But here, these great sages were thinking, you can answer. No, you can answer. You can answer. You can answer. They were all taking a humble position of, you know better than me, you please answer. Everyone were talking about, you please speak. You speak at that point of time. At that point of time, right? Where, let me go to this section. Yeah, here. Yeah, oh here. Aho vyam, aho vayam, dhanya lama nripanam. Yeah. So here Raja Uvacha. So here he said, the king said, I'm very grateful for whatever has happened in my life for now. That I've been given a boon or blessing to die in 7 days. So it's very, not everyone will be thinking the way that Parīkṣit Mahārāja is thinking, that we all wanted to live longer. Not that we want to die, we want to live longer. But those people like Parīkṣit Mahārāja will always think death is nothing but simply change of dress, a body, that's all. If I die now, I'm going to get another body. Why should I be worried about dying? That's how the great sages and great people like Parīkṣit Mahārāja thinks. So while he was thinking and sitting over there and asking for the rishis to respond on what to be done, at that point of time, from a distance, they could see some bright personality was coming, walking and coming. Very bright, young, powerful, attractive personality was walking and coming. And then as soon as that person came closer, everyone got up with great respect. And that person was Sukadeva Goswami, Sukadeva. Sukadeva was son of Vyasadeva. So Sukadeva came, and the interesting story about Sukadeva was within his mother's womb for several years. He didn't want to come out of his mother's womb for at almost 16 years. You must be wondering, how is it even possible? It's possible. In those days, they are all great sages. So he didn't want to come out of his mother's womb for 16 years. But then somehow or the other, because why he didn't want to come out of his mother's womb is, he heard so much of what's going to happen when you come out. There are only problems after problems after problem in this world. The problems are more than happiness that we gain here. Happiness is very little. The problems are more. You all agree or no? Yes? No? Yeah. That's the truth. And for that little bit of happiness, we struggle so much. So much. So that's the point here. So therefore, he didn't want to come out of his mother's womb, but then somehow or the other, out of the request of his father, and it finally comes out, but with one condition: if I come out of the mother's womb, then I'm not going to stay home. I'll go into the forest. So he walks into the forest. Anyway, so he comes on the spot near the Ganges, and then as soon as he comes, Parīkṣit Mahārāja understood this is not an ordinary person. So he is the great person who can answer my questions. Not that others cannot answer, but he respected this person. He honored him with his place where he can sit there and then ask the questions. And then he was given this place. And then at that point of time, he folded his hand and he was asking some questions. And that's where the first canto coming to a conclusion over here. Now, that's not end. Before we do end, I'm going to tell a small story about how important the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is from Mahatmyam, Bhagavata Mahatmyam, a story from Padma Purana of a boy whose name was Gokarna. So, many years back, in a village, there was a Brahmana, and he was leading a nice life, very religious life, but then he was very sad that he didn't have a son. So he wanted to have a son, but he didn't have a son. His wife was not interested at all to get a child. So because she wants to have nice time. If you get pregnant, then you have to be restricted by so many dietary systems. You have to go through all the pains and things. Therefore, she's not interested to have a child. But the husband wanted to have a child. What to do? What the man was doing was, he went to the forest. While he was walking to the forest, he met with another rishi. And he told the rishi, my dear sir, please bless me to have a son. And the rishi said, okay, I'll bless you. Take this fruit and give it to your wife. When she eats this fruit, then you can get a child. I'm blessing you with this fruit. Prasadam, take it and go. And then the man, this Brahmana, he goes and gives the fruit to his wife and tells his wife that take this fruit and we'll be blessed with a child. And then he goes off. We know the wife doesn't want to have a child because if she eats the fruit, she's going to be conceived. That means baby is going to be carried inside. It's a pain for her, and she has the body shape is going to change. She cannot go to a party and mall. Everything is going to be restricted, right? Therefore, she thought for a minute. She took the fruit and gave it to the cow in their cow shed. The cow ate the fruit. But there's a problem. What's the problem? The husband is going to ask, did you eat? And she's going to tell yes. And if she says yes, what's the next one? Baby. In a year, you have to get a baby. Because the sage's word is not going to be false. So he had a faith. So she was thinking what to do. She had a sister in a neighboring town. She made a deal. The sister was pregnant. She made a deal with her sister that if you give your child to me, I'll give you half of my property to you. They made an agreement. We'll fool our husband. I'll fool my husband somehow or the other, put a pillow inside or something and show something that I'm pregnant. Right? Whatever drama I can do, manage. And then husband was excited that his wife was pregnant. The day came, as per the plan, delivery took place for this lady's sister, and that sister came and gave the baby to this lady, and it was this man thought that it is his own child, a blessing of a rishi. And they kept the name of this boy Dundubi. And then at the same time, the cow delivered a baby. Interestingly, the cow delivered a baby of a human body with a cow's ear. Go means cow, Karanam means ear. Therefore, this boy had an ear like a cow. His name was Gokarna. Very, 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 very obedient, nice, religious, humble, simple, nice boy. Obedient boy, like Krishna. Like our Krishna.
Almost saying I have 1 ear that looks like a cow.
So we can call him as Gokarna. Yeka Gokarna. Anyway, but the both brothers were growing together very nicely. But one boy was obedient, another one was out of control. Dundukari. Dundukari. Mother and boy's name, their name itself not very good. No one will keep a name of Dundubi, Dundukari, like this. So he was not a nice guy at all. He had all bad habits, bad friends, bad association, and everything was bad. Whereas this guy was always religious, always obedient, serving his parents like that. The days passed. What happened? The sister's son, Dundubi, he became so violent that he was demanding money from his parents and stole money from his parents. The father decided to leave the family and go into the forest. So the father left the home. He left. He just, yeah. And then the mother also died. She fell into the well and she killed herself. She died. But then what happened? This Dundubi was also murdered by his enemies. The woman and other people, they all had a bad experience with him. They killed him. Because he was killed, he had a ghost body. Because there is a natural death and there is an accidental death. Natural death is whatever naturally we go through. Whereas if someone is trying to kill oneself, that is unnatural. If murder is unnatural, accident is unnatural, killing oneself is unnatural. This is all unnatural. When you die unnaturally, your time is not over to leave the body. Therefore, you have to still live in this world without body until that period to come to get another body. That if someone has to suppose to live for 80 years, that person decided to kill himself in the age of 40. Now that he is going to get another body immediately, he has to wait for 40 more years to get another body. That period of time, he roams as a ghost. So this person was roaming as a ghost everywhere. But then he was remembering that what all mistake he has done. So he wants to somehow or the other get delivered from the ghost body and attain moksha. Therefore, he don't know what to do. But Gokarna, after his parents passed away, he was on a travel. He didn't know his brother was killed. He didn't know. So he went on a yatra. He went all the place yatra, different place on a yatra trip. While on the way returning back, he heard the news that his brother was also killed, dead, murdered. So immediately he rushed back. He came back and did all the rituals that needs to be done for his brother. Even though he did all the rituals, this is where an important reason why we have to read Śrīmad Bhāgavatam in those homes where we lost a family member. This is the reason. Now, he did all the rituals to perfect, without missing out any mantras, any procedures, perfect. Everything was done. But even then, when you do this mantras and chanting and all those things, it is said those who are for some reason hanging around anywhere, they will also get delivered. That's the reason why the sun is performing all these rituals. So that for some reason, if the Atma is not going out of the house, not going out of the family, they're so attached, they're around, it's not good for them. Therefore, we have to let them go. So by doing all these rituals, they will go. They will go according to whatever the next destination is, they will go to the next destination. But what happened here is interesting, that even though Gokarna did to the best of whatever he could do for his brother, the brother did not get delivered from the ghost body. He did not get delivered in the ghost. The ghost started speaking to Gokarna. My dear brother, I thank you for doing everything that you did for me, but this is not enough. The amount of sin, papam that I've done, this is not enough. Do something more. Do something more. Really? This is not enough? Yeah. This is not enough. I am such a papi. It's not enough. Then the Gokarna didn't know what to do. He was just going and asking many sages and many people, and everyone said, you did the best thing. What else you can do? You can't do anything more than this. So long story short, now finally he got a message that you got to do something good. In that way, your brother will be relieved from the ghostly body. Well, I'm doing good all the time. This is not the first time. I've been doing good all the time. I did all the rituals that need to be done. What else can I do? What can be more better than what I did? That is, you said it's good. At that point of time, he got a message that the best way that your brother can be delivered from the ghost body is by doing Bhagavata Saptaham. Read, hear Bhagavatam for 7 days. By doing this for 7 days, your brother will be delivered from the body, ghost body, and he will attain mukti. As soon as Gokarna heard this one, he came, he sat, and he gathered the village people. Everyone came together, and they all sat, and they started hearing Bhagavatam. And this ghost took a place in a bamboo stick. The ghost can enter anywhere. So the ghost took residence into a bamboo stick. If you have seen bamboo stick, it will have nodes in between, right? Like a crane, that's a node, a small bit of something, right? Nodes. So there was 7 nodes, right? The ghost was situated in that bamboo stick. So day 1, the first node would, when the first day was completed, the first node would blast like that. Second day, second one, third day, third one, like that. The 7th day, everything was busted out. and the ghost got a spiritual body and went back to spiritual world. So anyone, but the only interesting thing is the message is anyone who hears Bhagavatam, Saptaham, 7 days, they will, I have to be very careful, because if I say, oh, seventh, if I come and hear seventh day, I'll also get moksha and go or what? But that's not what it means. They will all, the doors of Vaikuntha will be kept open for those who hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam faithfully. Whenever the time comes for us to leave this body, we will be taken to the spiritual world. But one thing is needed. As we hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, this is what happened. The brother went back to spiritual world who heard, but then the rest of the village people are sitting there. They didn't go back. The question is, why that man went, that ghost went, why I didn't go? The answer is, he heard with faith. He heard with attentiveness, with sincerity. But who were rest of the people sitting on hearing, they just time pass. They didn't put faith in the words, what has been spoken. They just came here out of obligation, out of pressure, out of, I also come and sit here. If we are coming here to sit and hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam just for the sake of formalities, then that is not going to give us any benefit. We have to come and sit and hear this Bhagavatam with complete faith. Yes, this is going to help my Atma, my soul. When I leave this body, this will be remembered, and I will go back to the spiritual world. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. That concludes the first canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. As I said, we are not going to go chapter after chapter, verse after verse. That's not the intention. And that's not how Saptaham is also done. We only pick a selected special stories, and also going through sloka by sloka is also going to be difficult. You may get bored. So we'll keep it as a story format. Hopefully that will be more digestible and easy rather than spending more on reading through the slokas. Is it okay? But slokas must be read. So I will be reading few slokas at times. Otherwise, because the slokas are come from the mouth of the great sages, just speaking in English language is not going to be effective. In between, we have to recite slokas. That's because it's been spoken by the sages. With that, thank you all very much for joining today, and we'll continue again this tomorrow. And I think the plan is everyone available to come in the morning, or this evening is better? You have to make sure that everyone can participate. Okay, so we'll continue again tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We'll go to the second day of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam with more things to come. Thank you. Your question, we can have questions. By the way, one more thing, we don't want to stop this just as a lecture. Many of you are for the first time hearing these things. So I would like to encourage you all to ask questions if you have any questions. Please go ahead.
Is the Gurukhat and the Bhagavad Gita is the same thing? Because in our, like, I'm from North India, and when my grandpa and my father died, we did the Gurukhat for kind of a...
Gurukhat?
It's the same.
Garuda part, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
Okay, so
Have same stories like you are telling, like this kind of same stories are coming. That's what I mean.
okay. There are 18 Puranas. Of 18 Puranas, this Garuda Purana is one of the Purana, like Bhagavad Purana. Garuda Purana's format and the stories are different, and the focus is also different than the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam mainly focuses on the Bhagavan and Bhagavatas. That's why it's called Bhagavatam, about devotees and about Bhagavan's various avatars. Whereas in Garuda Purana, the focus is mainly, majority portions of Garuda Purana speaks about the departure of the soul and its journey to the destination. What happens for 1 year, right? When we leave the body, at the time of the leaving the body, 1 year time frame, what all the Atmas has to go through every month, which are the different planet it goes, what it goes through. After 1 year, what happens, right? So that's a different calculation, and that's all said in the Garuda Purana. Is it okay? Okay. And it also speaks about different types of hell. what are the hell, naraka, different types of hells in details. But ideally, it's nice to read Bhagavatam because it's not brings fears in our heart. Whereas if you read Garuda Puran, it's little heavy for us to go through that. It's very difficult to even digest those journey of the Atma leaving this world and going to that Yamapatna. Because there are two paths. One is called Archaradi Marga, another one is called Dhumadi Marga. Archaradi Marga means the path of light. Dhumadi Marga means the path of darkness. Garuda Purana speaks about the path of darkness in more detail. That is a path where you go, you have to return back. And the Archaradi Marga is another path where you go, you never have to return back. That is also said. But this is more focused on what happens during the travel from the Atma lives here and goes there for 1 year. Any other questions? Yes. Okay, the question is Hindu scripture, in Hindu scripture, what is the main scripture? Is this Bhagavad Gita or Upanishad? Sarvo Upanishad Gavaha Dokta Gopal Anandana Partha Vasta Sudhir Bhokta Duktam Gita Mitam Magat. I'll tell you what that means. Upanishads are the main. Vedas are main. I'm going to tell you. Now understand Vedas. Vedas are four set of literatures. Okay, Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana. These four are together called Vedas. The Vedas are sectioned into two parts. Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda means what puja we can do, to which god, and what benefit we can get. This is Karma Kandam, a first part. Brahma Kandam, the second part, first part speaks about what dharma has to be done. By doing the dharma, what artha you get, what wealth you will get. With wealth, what enjoyment you can perform. Everything is told in the Veda. That's one part. But then you keep doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again. You come to a point of frustration that I've been doing this prayers and everything for so many times. I'm still not finding happiness. Yes or no? Right? We did so many times. Till we are praying and praying and praying, again asking for something, we get something, again we go and ask for something. So we come to a point of understanding the happiness that I'm trying to find here is not the real happiness. There should be something beyond this happiness that I'm trying to satisfy my senses. Right now, our happiness are based on to satisfy my eyes, my nose, my tongue, my ears, my touch, my skin. Our joys are based on these 5 senses. That's all. Correct? Everything is revolving under 5 senses. But then, this is how much ever you feed these 5 senses, it's demanding more and more and more and more. It's not satisfied. Therefore, we come to a point of what is that going to really satisfy me? Not this 5 senses, me, I. That I is not this body. I am an Atma. I is an Atma. Right? Therefore, to satisfy the Atma, what am I supposed to do? When you come to that point of realization, then you come to the second part of Vedas. First part is what I told, Karma Kanda. Right? How to be happy in this world. That's all I care for. But when you come to a point of this is not working out for me, I have to find a real happiness for eternity to come. Then when you come to the point, you come to the second part of the Vedas called Jnana Kanda or Upanishad. And that is called Upanishad. The Upanishads are several in number. They primarily say the principal Upanishads are 10 in number, but there are 108 Upanishads. But for us to read Upanishad, understand Upanishad, it's not an easy task. It's difficult. Therefore, mercifully, Krishna himself condensed the entire Upanishads into an easy format for us to understand. Sarvo Upanishado Gavaha means what Krishna did was Upanishads all he considered brought like put into a form of a cow. Gava means cow, right? Sarva Upanishada Gava means all Upanishads took a form of a cow. Sarva Upanishada Gava, Dhokta Gopala Nandana. Who's a milkman? Who's the one who's going to milk? Nandana. That is Krishna. He's going to be the milking person. He's going to milk that cow of Upanishad. To milk the cow, you cannot milk just like that because cow is not going to give milk unless and until the calf is present. Yes or no? Nowadays, machine, everything pulls out. Don't challenge me with those things. Naturally, if you want to take the milk out, calf should come and drink the milk. Who's the calf? Partha Vastu Sudhir Bhokta. Partha Vastu means Vastaha. Vatsa means calf. Partha means Arjuna. Arjuna was the calf. Sudhir Bhokta means all other audience who are also eagerly wanted to drink that milk were also present there. Sarvo Upanishado Gavaha Dokta Gopala Nandana Partha Vastu Sudhir Bhokta Duktam Gita Amritam Mahat. The milk is condensely given to Arjuna and all others. That is nothing but Bhagavad Gita. The essence of Upanishad is Bhagavad Gita. So if you read Bhagavad Gita under the proper guidance, then we already completed reading Upanishad. Yeah, that is why Bhagavad Gita is better, but Bhagavad Gita is also requires someone to teach us. Please do not go to Copilot, Chat GPT and read. Have a teacher to teach, and that's the best way to learn. Spiritual topics should always be learned from a guru. That's always the system. Anything else we can do a distance studies, communication, online studies, all those things are fine. But when it comes to spiritual topics, it's always like this, sit and hear and ask questions and learn. That's the best way to quickly progress. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranams.
One second, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Tomorrow, same time?
Yeah.
Tomorrow again we are assembling at 6 o'clock. Please do come. If you're coming, please bring your friends also. It really benefits everyone. Just simply sit and hear. Whether you fully get it or you don't get it. Just a sound vibration of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam itself is good enough. How much we take, how much we get. It's like taking a medicine. How many of you doctors are here? Doctors are here. So you all know here that how many of people like me, when we take the pills that doctor gives us, do we really know the composition of what the inactive and active and all those different things and try to do a research and then put the pill inside? Any of the patients will do that? No. But whether you know the ingredients of the pill or not, the medicine works or not. When it goes inside, the medicine works. Likewise, how much ever you can understand from whatever little bit I'm trying to speak here, whatever you can take little bit, that will work. Even little bit goes inside, out of 1 hour of what you heard, there will be one point will get stuck into your mind. It will resonate as you go back home. So therefore, please do come, and it's not only for the family who's going to benefit, it's also for the Atma of Atlananda Prabhu. He doesn't need any special praise from us. He's already a great soul. We need his blessings. So it's for his pleasure that we are all doing this one. So please come and also bring some of your friends who can also benefit out of the Śrīmad Bhāgavata Saptaham. Thank you. Someone was asking a question from online.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranams Prabhuji. So I have one quick question on the Acharadi Marga Prabhuji. So whoever travels in the Acharadi Marga, right? So they also have to wait for 1 year, Prabhuji, to reach God.
They are exception. They have direct. They have a TSA. That's called TSA, right? In
THC?
No, when you go to the
TSA.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes,
pre-check. Pre-check. They have a pre-check already. They don't need to go through the regular one. They are straight through. Sujan, is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, I got my answer. Thank you.
They are straight through, and you are straight through. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Anything else from online? Anyone else? Okay, thank you all. Please join us and let everyone else to know also to join online if they can join at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.